to create a quality webinar with free resources. Webinars are really a great tool to create online visibility, but for many people, the thought of setting up a webinar can be really daunting. Yet things can be easier than they seem, and even you can start with free resources. You can start to produce a webinar with free resources that are online, and that is what I'm going to focus on today. So the first thing that you need two things for the webinar. The webinar is a voice. It's a teleclass, so a teleseminar where your voice is going to be heard by a group of people. So you need to have a way of transmit your voice, and that is through a conference line that you have many free ones out there. And then you need another medium to share visuals with that group of people that are on the webinar, because that is the big difference of the webinar to a teleconference or teleclass, is that you have that visual element. So for the voice element, is really the offer that is out there of free conference line is really overwhelming. If you Google free conference line, you get an amazing number of results, more than 600 million results. The question is which one to pick. I'm going to speak about two because I have personal experience, or very close colleagues of mine have good experience with this line. So the first one that I really like is the free conference calling. And you are going to find conference lines with all variations of the word free, conference and calling, call, and so forth. But this one I use in the past, free conference calling. It's very easy to use. It's easier to have the recordings to make available too. It's free, and I still use it today as a backup line. I have a conference line that is what we are using, that is a paid service that I love, but I like to have a backup line if something happens with this one. I always have this free conference calling is my backup line. Another very good free conference service out there is Free Conference Call HD. I never use this one. Personally, I have an account, but I really never use it. But I have colleagues that use it a lot, and they really speak highly of it. But when we are speaking about free conference lines, whatever you choose, you have to be aware of a couple of points. Some of these conference lines don't accept people that call via Skype or a voice over the internet, a VoIP system. So you have to really look and to try and experiment to find a conference line that also accepts Skype and voice over the internet kind of communication devices. Because many people mainly if you are having people from other countries besides the United States, it's very important to have other ways that they can join us. And long distance charges may apply. You have to be very clear when you have a free conference line. You should always state for people that long distance charge may apply. You don't want any surprise, because if a person don't have a long distance charge agreement in their phone, and if they are paying the long distance charge, it can be a very expensive 1 hour call. So you want to be very clear about that. So that is to the voice element. I recommend the free conference calling because I use it. Free conference call HD is also a very good service out there. There are many other services. You have to pick one that work for your needs and that you can go around well. Then for the visual aspect of the webinar, the best solution that I find so far is using Google Presentations. That is a free service from Google. And I have to thank George Cow that I did many training programs with him. Yes, excellent material. And he was the one that presented me to this great solution that is Google Presentations. So Google Presentations, if you have a Gmail account or Google Apps, you will have access to your Google Drive. And so you just type drive.google.com, and that gives you access to your Google Drive. And part of your Google Drive allows you to create documents and includes the presentations. And I'm just going to do a very brief overview here. In the blog below this video, you will have step-by-step instructions, but you just have to go to your Google Drive. You have two options. You can create from scratch by clicking here the button Create, and you can start to click the button Create and then select Presentation, and then allows you to create a presentation from scratch here. Also will give you options of several themes or templates that you can choose. I advise a very simple one and start there, and you can start from scratch. The other option is that you can upload a file. So for instance, if you prefer to work with a PowerPoint, you can build your presentation, your visuals in PowerPoint, and then upload that file to your Google by going to that symbol there next to the button Create and select File, and then you can upload a PowerPoint file that becomes a presentation once you upload it. So it's really two avenues. Just to be aware, if you are using PowerPoint, be careful with use of notes, because the notes that you can have in the PowerPoint, so you have the slide and you can write notes below the slide usually that are notes for the presenter. Once you import it to Google Presentation, the attendees also can see those notes. So it's better if you want not use notes and you are okay. And use the old-fashioned slide transitions. PowerPoint has much more fancy transitions than Google presentations, so really go very simple even when it's bullet points. Like the old-fashioned is like you have one slide with a bullet point, you duplicate that slide and you add this next bullet point, and it's a way that you can do the same kind of effect in Google presentations, but keep things very simple. The visual of the slide should keep as simple as possible. And when you import the file, when you upload the file to Google Presentation from a PowerPoint source, you always should check if you keep the format. If you have to readjust, usually there is an image, you have to readjust the position of the image, of the title. Just be sure and check everything. And you have your visuals, your slides, in a way that you can share. Another great thing of Google presentations is that you can insert video. You just have to go create a slide and you can insert a video. Just go insert. The only thing is that the video has to be in YouTube. So you go there to insert, you select video, and you can do a search in YouTube. For instance, I'm just going to look for myself just to be easy here, and look for it, and I will have all my videos here. And if I select one, the video will appear here, and then people can see the video via the slides. So it's very easy to present a video using the Google presentations. So it's another tool that you have at your disposal. And after you have the presentation, then you have to share it, make it available to people to see it. And the way of doing this is going to File, and you have to publish to the web. If you don't do this, other people cannot see this presentation. So you go to File and you go Publish to the web, and it's going to give you this panel. You say Start Publishing, and it's going to ask you for confirmation. And then once you start publishing, you will have the option of a link that takes you to that specific document, or you can embed that presentation in a website, and you even can readjust here the sizes of it. So I have the document link. This is what you share with the participants of the conference to join. So you just share that link, and you have the slides here, because I didn't have anything written, that nothing appeared. But let me just go here to the presentation, and in the second, if I click here to the second slide, I have the video. So as easy as it is, and this is an important thing, you should have, when you are sharing, when you are making it public, you should make sure that you put this as long as possible. The automatic advanced presentation to the next slide, I will recommend every minute. And because I don't want really to use that automatical thing, so I put as long as possible. And what I want to tell people when they are seeing the slides is that please don't click the play button, because that makes that automatic. Just use the arrows in one side or the other to go back or forward in the slides, and I will tell you which slide you are supposed to be doing. And that can seem, oh my gosh, so it's going to be loads of work. But for other side, doing this implies that people that are listening to your webinar are more active, are not just seeing it, but they have to be moving the slides from one slide to the other, so they are more engaged. So that can be very important to keep the engagement in your webinar too. So you have the link, you can embed that presentation in a website, and be aware that you have to tell people to click on the arrows to go to the next slide, or just if they are in the beginning, if they click on the slide, that also moves them to the next slide. And if they want to play the video, they just have to click the play button in the video, and the video will start to play, and they have the control there like any other YouTube video. So you are ready to go. You just need a conference line, and there are many free services out there. As soon as you can get a paid service. I love Instant Teleseminar is the paid service that I use, but you can start with a free call and visuals. Google presentations are amazing to create the visuals for your webinar. So go from it. And I'm Anna Melikian, an elite Book Yourself Solid certified coach who loves to empower coaches and consultants to overcome online marketing and technology challenge and to get more clients. Want to learn more? Subscribe to my YouTube video channel and visit my website annamelikian.com, and you will find these videos and screenshots of step-by-step instructions below the videos in my blog post.